I think people's jaws would drop if they saw how much money is spent in advertising. To your point, like your show, like, I always use this number because I think it illustrates pretty well. Number one TV show, essentially, outside of the news, because CTV's primetime news is the number one TV show in Canada. But the number one TV show in Canada every single week is Hockey Night in Canada. Okay, so you turn on Hockey Night in Canada on Saturday night. It's a safe bet that every time you see 30 seconds of advertising, that brand's paid $50,000 for that 30 seconds.
Now that's a really for a 30.
So that's really round numbers, right? I'm just using a round number because there's overall deals and there's long-term commitments. But if you were just to average it all out, I'd say about $50,000 every time 30 seconds of advertising goes. Now, the standard hour of advertising in Canada is 12 minutes of ads per hour. All right, so you got 24 30.
Oh my God.
So then you realize the hockey game is about 3 hours long. And then you realize that when Elliot Freeman's doing 32 thoughts in the second intermission, it's brought to you by Well Simple, and that the Ram is involved in the pregame show. And there's an hour of pregame, an hour of postgame. So you got 4 hours of broadcast. And all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, this thing's making a lot of money. And all of a sudden that $12 billion deal for Rogers, maybe the calculus on it makes sense. And that trickles all the way down to the smallest radio station and the smallest TV station in the country, or even, the smallest podcast, all the way up to the biggest thing like Hockey Night in Canada. But when the scale gets small, then the dollars get small. And eventually the dollars get so small, it doesn't make sense. And that's what's happened to a lot of radio stations. It's not that they were doing poorly. It's not that the hosts were bad. And a lot of them were still number one in their market when they got shut down. But the scale was just too small for advertisers to care about it and too hard for them to make any money.